Welcome back to Flipping Pages, Stirring Sauces. And if it is your first time here, welcome. Tawada and gratitude to those of you who have liked, shared, subscribed, and commented. Joseph Burrell, you've been flapping your gills again about punishing Niger. When did you give birth to Niger? How dare you? Are you Niger's father? You are like a little mosquito. Buzzing, buzzing, buzzing. You know what happens to buzzing mosquitoes? After a while they get slapped and squashed. And you see that continent you all refer to as Africa? Before it was called Africa, it was called something else. Names are very powerful. Names have meanings. And that is why when these entities took us into captivity, they changed our names, they changed our language. Because with our language and our name, we're very powerful. Before Africa was called Africa, her name was Alkebulan, which in ancient Hebrew translates to land of the blacks, or the mother of mankind. Now, you're trying to mess with Niger. It's time for you to leave this planet. That is not a request. It's an order. You need to go. And I don't care how you leave. You can slither back through that vortex that your kind came through in the Caucasus Mountains. See, ever since you guys slithered through that vortex from that very cold, wicked dimension that you come from, you've been trying to extinct us. And there's a war that has been raging ever since then. And that battle rages on today. But we've had enough of you. So I don't care how you leave this earth. I don't care if you slither back through that vortex or you find some other way. But I'm ordering you to leave this planet. You need to go. And whether you believe it or not, I have the power to order you to leave this planet. And it will happen. I'm not the only one with that power. There are millions of us who have dominion and authority over everything on this planet, including you. And for a long time, I used to say, just because you can doesn't mean you should. I no longer subscribe to that. You see, the best defense is a good offense. And you are an irritant, and we're tired of you. So get off this planet. Leave. You're not welcomed here. Now, Charles and his concubine claim that they're going to Kenya to celebrate Kenya's independence. My brothers and sisters in Kenya, don't let those reptiles into your country. They are not there to celebrate your independence. Far from it. You see, they realize that they've lost control. And they're coming there specifically to perform a ritual that they believe will give them the upper hand, but there is no upper hand for them. They are still going from the same old playbook. That playbook no longer works for melanated nations. Their little lies here and there no longer apply. Do not allow them into your country to perform their little ritual. Not that it's going to help them. And the other thing is, very few melanated nations are independent. Charles, his concubine, and his descendants are the head of your country if you are a part of the Commonwealth. And who does the Commonwealth benefit? Charles, his nation, and his family. All these people who gained their independence. Right after they gained their independence, Elizabeth said, "Oh, I am going to form the Commonwealth." And that was a way to keep you enslaved, to keep you under their thumbs. When a foreign nation is ahead of your nation, you're not independent. And they sit back and laugh at us. Every year we're jumping up and down, happy independence. There is no independence, and there's no Commonwealth. If we want our independence, we have to take it. Now, I said it a few weeks ago, or last week, that when Babylon is quiet, Babylon is up to something. And Babylon is indeed up to something. They've cut off their aid, 500 million, to Niger. But you see, in my dictionary, aid stands for Africa's indefinite dependence. Let them keep their millions and let them keep their aid. As I have said, the best defense is a good offense. Take away their number 1 and number 2 weapons, which is their aid and their threat of sanctions. Tell them that you don't want their aid and mean it. Focus heavily on agriculture and homegrown medicine. Tap into the knowledge of your grandfathers and your grandmothers and learn about working with the land and making the land work for you. Let them keep their aid and let them sanction you all they want. Alkebulan is a medicine basket. Every shrub, every tree can be utilized for medicinal purposes. Invest in clean water and medicine. And make agriculture paramount. When you have food, medicine, and clean water, you have 3/4 of what you need in order to survive and for sustainability. And if you run short in one of those areas, you have 53 brothers or sisters to turn to for help. You never need to turn to the oppressors. There are 54 nations in Alkebulan, so you have 53 brothers to turn to for aid. And some of them may be selfish, but they will think long and hard before refusing to help you, because one day they may need your help. The stone that the builder refused will become the head cornerstone. Look at what Niger is doing with Mali and Burkina Faso, and there's another country there that Niger is providing oil to. But that other country is a country that was ready to go to war with Niger. And now, look at what Niger is doing. Niger is taking the high road and providing them with oil. That's a good thing. That needs to happen in Alkebulan. Because when 54 nations come together and say to the oppressors, we are all speaking with one voice. We've put our differences aside and we are united. What are the oppressors going to do? That is their biggest fear. And for years they've divided us. And remember that you don't only have your other 53 brothers and sisters to turn to. There are other melanated nations around the world that supports you. I was born in one of those nations. You need never to look to the enemy for anything. Let your brothers and sisters prop you up. After all, you are the descendants of the mother of civilization. Please do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. I give you my peace. I give you my Ahab, Baruch, Kayuk, a wall of protection around the revolutionaries. Until next time, Shalom.